Here we now go to 5 red lights for the Monaco Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go. And I think the Haas did get a pretty good getaway. I believe, no, Smithy actually seems to be in first apparently. So a bit of desync there. Jay Snowy though, apparently in P2. Massive crash there at the back. And I believe we're going to be calling a red flag, to be honest, because everyone seems to be completely desynced. And yeah, there is a massive crash at the back, and I won't be surprised if we do call a red flag. Tano actually gets past E. Smith there, but I don't know if that was due to team orders or if E. Smith just gave Tano the place there as he locks the wrist quite heavily as we go into the chicane. And it's going to be side by side by the 2 Red Bulls, and I think Tano just lets his teammate go there, and he's going to try and defend off Mighty King, who is closing behind. As we are seeing a bit of side-by-side action between Mighty King and E. Smith. And that was quite a good move there from E. Smith to... No, actually Mighty King on E. Smith. Tano looking very close as well. Is Tano going to potentially make a move on Zinx? And he does try to go down the inside, but locks the brakes and has to take the runoff area in turn 1. Tano, though, is still trying to make a move on FIFA's. And doesn't decide what... or doesn't do what he did last time. Although he might go down the inside going into Massenet. That's a very tricky place to go side by side. Still side by side going through Casino. And I tell you what, I think he did get a pretty good exit. He's going to try send to go wheel to wheel with the Alpine as we go into Mirabeau. And he's been tapped and he's into the wall and he's lost 1 and 2 positions to Mighty King as well. And Tano will rejoin in P10 when he finally unghosts. This could be, you know, a race-long battle, and obviously pit stops could change the entirety of this race as well. Mercedes getting a massive snap of oversteer, and that does give Reese to just swoop one down the inside, and Reese will now take his place in P5. The Mercedes, who was trying to get up into P4, finds himself in P6. As I think that's Neb, or B. Lupip. B. Lupip has spun out of Tabac. I don't know what happened to him, but there was no one near him, so he obviously must have dropped it on his own, as we see Mighty King getting past FIFA's as well. Tano and Smithy still... Oh, Tano! He's in the wall! I think he might have tried to go wheel-to-wheel with Smithy, I think it might have been, and crashed out. It might have been actually Tano who's decided to retire in the hits, question mark. B. Lupip has retired on track. Oh, as Reese has gone for the send on Jay Snowy into the hairpin. Oh, right, okay. Reese has gone for it again on Jay Snowy, and the Mercedes got them both. Something must have happened to Reese and Jay Snowy there. Reese and Zinx. Oh, Zinx has spun. And that's going into the swimming pool section. Did the 2 RBs maybe make some contact? I am not too sure, because they were close together. Reese now is trying to chase down Jay Snowy. Was it maybe Jay Snowy? FIFA's now with a 3-second penalty. Zinx is retired in the... or has left the session. And I think he has actually retired on track as well. Yeah, he has. Into the Noble chicane. And you can see him there actually on Nev's POV. Yeah, retired in the on track. Reese now retiring. Now, was that on track? We're on the exit. Let's see FIFA's POV. Does it seem to be AI? No, actually, it does look to be some sort of crash, actually. HB still 2/10 behind Neb. Really trying to give it everything to try and get past this Ferrari driver, and he has got a pretty good drive there out of the final corner, and he might be able to set up a move going into turn 1. Is Techby going to finally try and get past Neb as he goes for this end into turn 1? A slight bit of wheel banging there, but Techby does get the move finally, and he can now try and set his sights for P2. What happened to Techby? Spun? What happened there? I look away from the screen for a second, and that's when something happens. Toby with 12 seconds just behind Jay Snowy as he spins as well, tapping the wall on the inside of turn 11. As I say that, and spins around into the path of, I think that was Sleek. Yeah, if you are wondering why there hasn't been any highlights this week, is that Jay Snowy that's just spun? How was Jay Snowy just spun out of the final corner? Broken his wing as well. Jay Snowy not really having the best of weeks today. Mighty King and Neb seems to be a foregone conclusion as Sleek. I was trying to time it right, but I didn't really time it that right. But Sleek will come across the line to take the win and will become the king at the streets of Monaco for Division 1. And then Revro in the McLaren will take P2. And then it's a long way back for Neb as he will take P3, most likely still battling with Mighty King, who will inevitably finish in P4. He tried his hardest, but with that broken front end plate, I don't think there is much that Mighty King could have done in that Williams. But Neb has controlled this race quite nicely, spotted the mistakes, and comes home in a comfy P3 spot. And like I said, Mighty King taking P4 there. THB with that unfortunate spin will cross the line. 10-second penalty will be applied to his time, and the Mercedes will come home to take P6. Smithy will take P7. Jay Snowy then will unfortunately take P8 there, with Toby finishing in P9. FIFAs will then take the final place in P10, and then the non-finishers being Reese, Zinks, E. Smith, Zalagi, Tano, and B. Lupip.